If you've been thinking about investing in Atlanta, now is a really good time to start paying attention. Let me tell you why. If you saw my most recent market update video, which I'll link up at the top here, I showed you a chart that was very, very important. And what it showed was the February 2022 to February 2023 year over year median home sales price in Atlanta had not changed. It was essentially unchanged year over year. Now, why was that so important? It's important because interest rates are essentially double in 2023 what they were in 2022. So while the higher interest rates took a lot of the steam out of the market, the median sales price hadn't fallen at all. And the reason the median sales price hadn't fallen was because there's a general lack of inventory in Atlanta. But I think it also points to the fact that Atlanta is such a strong market, Atlanta is such a desirable market for people to be moving into, that it's really helped keep the prices up here in Atlanta when we've been seeing prices fall pretty much all over the country. Certainly most of your big cities, especially in California, are already giving back 10, 11% year over year in the median sales price. But Atlanta has avoided that up until now. Why is this important to you as an investor? Well, if you're looking ahead, what we're seeing right now is the Fed has already telegraphed that they're going to be raising interest rates again in March and in June. And we've seen the inflation numbers come in again very high in January and February. So we're looking at some very difficult economic times ahead. And I think what we're going to see is that if interest rates go from 7% up to 8%, somewhere in that range, it's going to take so many buyers out of the market that we're going to have to see some price concessions in Atlanta. If you're a cash buyer, of course, interest rates work in your favor because they drive down prices. You may also have a very large cash component, be able to make a very significant down payment on a house, in which case you're originating a very small mortgage and the interest rates aren't really that significant to you. Eventually the money will be too expensive to borrow and it'll take so many buyers out of the market that the only possible result is falling prices. I think if these interest rate hikes go through in March and June, over the next 3 to 6 months, we're probably going to see 5, maybe 8% reduction in Atlanta prices. And I have spoken to a lot of investors over the last couple of years, and I know the one thing that I've heard again and again is, I want to invest in Atlanta, but I'm waiting for prices to come down. And I totally get that. And I want to say just, as it is right now in Atlanta, just right now on the ground in Atlanta, if you're looking for something from, say the mid 200s up to about 300, you're looking for a nice little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in a good neighborhood with good schools, near a park, grocery stores, all the amenities that you would expect. Those houses are available right now on the ground in Atlanta. And so what I see for investors, if you're thinking about buying some single family homes in Atlanta or maybe even a multifamily property, the next, I think 3 to 6 months are going to have some tremendous opportunities with prices coming down. And that's why I say now is a really good time to start paying attention. So if you've thought about investing in Atlanta, but you're not particularly familiar with the Atlanta market, it's a really good time. Like I said, start paying attention, start getting a grasp on the neighborhoods out there. You don't have to make a speculative investment. And I know most of you really, the people I talk to, they're not interested in sort of like a neighborhood that's going to be good in 10 years. You're interested in a neighborhood that's very solid and stable and predictable, like right now. So start thinking about that, start gathering your knowledge, and certainly feel free to reach out to me at any point with any questions. I'm a font of information and I can tell you all about Atlanta and tell you about really all the best places where you're going to find these kind of stable, predictable investments. Buy a house, get some renters in there and get some return on your investment right away. So as always, like I said, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the box below. Love to talk to you, start helping you plan your investments in Atlanta or even perhaps your move to Atlanta. Thanks for watching.